Hi everyone, Jennifer Brooks here. I wanted to share with you my BFF Folio. If you saw my Cats and Bats Folio, it's pretty much the same thing, only in a different pattern. I really liked the folio, so I had to do it again, basically, is what happened. And this time I did kind of a best friends. My middle daughter and her and my niece are like best friends. They've done everything together for years. They just love to be together. When I was putting it together, I was thinking of them, that it would be a great little folio for them. Can even put their little pictures here, just like if they had gone and gotten their pictures taken in one of those booths, which they have done over the years. So I just had a lot of fun putting this together. So I want to quickly show you what I used for the folio. Um, this is from Close to My Heart. This is the Beautiful You Stamp and Thin Cut set. I've showed this one to you before, but I absolutely love the flowers, and that's what did the flowers here. You stamp it with the layers, and then you cut it out with the little thin cuts. It's just a great way to make your own flowers. Then I use the Oh Snap Day to Day stamp set to do some of the things which I'm going to show you. Like here's the piece for the little strip there. And this is where I use the heart stamps. I love these little heart stamps. They're so much fun to use. And I also use Best Friends Forever day-to-day stamp set. And this was another one of my, this is where I got the BFF. I just stamped it and cut it out here. But I love this stamp set. I had so much fun with these stamp sets. So those were the 3 stamp sets I used for this folio. And then you're going to need a corner punch. I used the stub here. This is a We Are Memory Keepers. You don't necessarily need to do these extra little things with the corners and stuff like this, but if you want to, this is what I used. And then for some of the stuff in here, I used a 1-inch punch to punch out some of the circles here. This is exactly 1 inch, so it was easy to cut these out once I stamped them. Again, you can cut them by hand, but I used a 1-inch punch. I used some 3D foam tape. I have the 3D foam tape and the thin 3D foam tape. These things are awesome because you can create the size of dimension that you want, or the size of tape you need to use for that. And that's only if you want to pop stuff up, which I like to do. My BFF here is popped up, and my one flower here is popped up. The other ones are just put down. Actually, this one might be with a thin piece here. And when you put this down, just leave a little spot so you can slip your picture in there. So I use that. And then, of course, you know, little glue dots for the flowers. This makes it easier to put the flowers down if you're not using the dimensional. And then, of course, all my inks. Now, there's 3 main inks that I used in this set: Raspberry, Lagoon, and Pansy. However, for the flowers and little leaves and other things, I did use several more, but you do need these 3 if you want to stamp the pieces here. However, if you want the additional flowers and stuff, so you've got Emerald that I used, Pewter, Pixie, Thistle, Fern, and Bashful. Bashful is our color of the year. So there's those 2. Okay, so, oh, forgot about one thing. You're also going to need chipboard, and you can get the 12 by 12, or you can get the 8.5 by 11. 8.5 by 11, doesn't matter. And then you're going to need the black cardstock for the cover. And then the 2 important glues and tape that I use, which in my eyes is non-negotiable. You have to have these, and if you want to know where I get them from, I just buy them from Amazon. I use this zip dry glue. It is fast drying glue, wrinkle free. It's great. It's safe for your papers, and it does not dry wrinkly. And I'm going to tell you what, I tried this with regular glue that you can get in the store. They don't sell this in the store. I have to order this. And this was all wrinkled up when I did my very first album. So you definitely want the zip dry glue or something like it. and it holds well. And to hold the actual binding or the book itself together, I use different size score tape. Doesn't matter, you can use one size and then use a little bit more. You can use different sizes, but score tape is extremely important to use because it's very strong tape, and this binding or your books here need to be able to stay together, so it's extremely important that you use the score tape. Okay, so that's everything I used for the folio. Now I'll actually show it to you. Oh, the paper collections. I use two different paper collections. I forgot to grab them. I use the Adventure Fundamentals paper pack, which is something that we use year round. It just has several papers in it. They're so much fun. And then I used the basic Fundamentals paper pack just to throw in some extra. And these are just some basic colors. And I had a lot of fun with these. These were fun papers to play with. And you can honestly use them for anything. So, okay. So now for the actual folio itself. So on the outside, you see that I use, this is the Adventure Fundamentals. Adventure Fundamentals paper. And that's all the more colorful paper. And I just did it on each side. And then on the back, I just used some solid cardstock from one of the coordinating packs. Okay. And then this is stamped on, and I just cut it out, fussy cut it out. Again, stamped on with the BFF and then cut it out. And then I used the Beautiful Stamp and Thin Cut set to cut my flowers out, and you can see the layers in there. You can do that. Each flower has the ability to do 3 layers of color. The pink one, I did do 3 layers. I didn't have enough for 3 layers, so I only did 2 layers on the other 2. But I had a lot of pink. And then I stamped the little hearts on, and then I stamped some of the words from the BFF, the You're Perfect, the Bestie, and the Buddies. So, and then it's magnet enclosure, and it opens up. Now, if you saw my Cats and Bats folio, this is it's basically the same thing. Off to the side here, I put some flowers again in. And then in the center here is a pocket. And inside the pocket, I just have some little booklets. I stamped this on some Bashful cardstock along with some hearts and the smiles. That's from one of the stamp sets. And that's where I cut it out with the stub punch. And it opens up, and this is where you're going to put some pictures. And I just put some paper on the back. This one is just a piece of paper, piece of white cardstock that I actually stamped all the hearts on using those little hearts that I showed you on the front. I just stamped a design on myself. I really have fun doing that because then I can bring out my own colors and everything into it. And then you put your picture on the back. And then this one I used for the stamping here and here. Cut that out. Oops, I forgot about this. This is another great tool that I have. I'll get it out real quick. It's called a frame punch board from We Are Memory Keepers, and it does all different size picture frames. So I left it open so that the picture could slide in there when I've got the picture, and then it will just glue down after, and then so the picture will be in behind there, and then it opens like a booklet. Again, some pretty pattern paper, and this is part of the Adventures Fundamental paper pack. And then these cute little flowers here are part of the Fundamentals paper pack, but this is from the Basics paper pack, which so Adventures Fundamental and the Basic. And this is just a waterfall for pictures. Your 4x6 goes here, and then all of it shuts back up, and your little pieces go back inside. So you have lots of pictures there. And then you bring it over, and you've got 2 more waterfalls. And again, all I did was stamp on some Bashful some of the stamps. Stamp this again. This is out of some of the paper packs. It opens up here. Just some pretty more paper to kind of pull from over there. Same with this one. This I redid another one like this. And then they open. And this is stamped on paper, and then I just cut it out. And then this is popped up. Put some more stamps over here. This is stamped on white paper, and I just cut it out. And then again, a little waterfall for all your pictures. Several pictures you can put in there. Awesome. This I stamped and cut out and popped up, and then put another heart. This I stamped and cut out as well. And then this is actually one of the pieces from the Adventure Fundamental paperback that's just a solid piece with a little bit of brush stroke look to it. And I stamped on that from this collection to kind of create another background. And then again, it's just a cute little waterfall to put your pictures in. And then this both have magnet enclosures. And you're all set. Super fun book. I absolutely love this book. If you guys want to know how to make this, it's super easy. I actually have instructions for it. They're my cat and bat instructions, but it's the same. You just different paper is all, but the base instructions are there. If you want to know a little bit more, it's very easy to get the instructions for this. Just let me know, and I'll be happy to help you. Or I can come do a workshop for you and some friends. So, all right, there's my little BFF folio. You guys all have a great day.